protesting in 50 states simultaneously. Like there's not a lot of things that hit a president's door that affects everybody at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to voting, your local government is key. Who your councilmen are, who your mayor is, laws in your state, who you elected governor. Those things are the ones that really, really affect you. So the Trump administration is a bit of an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about who to vote for, do I think that the situation would be better under Hillary? No, not really. Like had Trump not been elected, I think Trump speaks to his base. I think Trump speaks to the base of people. I don't think you'd have got the money out of Hillary that we got out of Trump. So he kind of understands, just throw some checks at him.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why when things are unrested, he said, there's another stimulus coming and it's going to be big, He's like, throw some money at him. It's America. Give him a little cash. Right. So I don't know if Hillary would have been a better job prior. And then I don't have this faith in Biden moving forward. I think that voting is necessary and it has its place. I think lobbying is huge.
Mm.
I think that what it is that you need and putting that lean on who your elected officials are, because I could tell you, certain parties favor more to things, but like you take when Obama was elected, Obama was against gay marriage when he was elected.
He was.
But more laws got passed for the LGBT community under his watch than any other president.
Very true.
So even though the person who's in there may not see your views, you put the lean on them with the power behind it, and you can get what you want. So, when it comes to voting, like I said, it's a weird time. You talk about vote your interest. I don't even know Biden's stance on things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know his stance on businesses or education, or I've heard him talk several times, but at no point was he actually saying something. So I don't even know. And I think they're talking about him running with Kamala Harris. I think they're talking about running with. So I don't know. Vote your party. Like a lot of people are independents. They're not even Republicans or Democrats. They're independents, and you're just voting your interests.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. It does definitely. Now,
I believe vote your interests, and the main concern is holding the elected officials accountable when you vote them in. Mm-hmm. And that takes organization. That takes knowing what your ask is. That takes being consistent with the pressure to making sure you can get the things promised to you done.
Definitely. Now, to switch reels here just a little bit, when you came to the office, we had a conversation about racism and how at this point in 2020, how much does the systematic structures of racism affect our everyday lives compared to now and in the past? And you gave me some percentages on what you felt was the level of us being affected today, opposed to us not holding ourselves accountable, us not figuring out, okay, this is a system that has that's created disadvantages, but I know it now. So at this point, I should move differently. So give me a little bit more information about what you were saying as far as the percentages are concerned.
I remember the conversation. I don't remember the percentage. So, I get to talk it in a moment. But I do know, because I think it was coming off of the Candace Owens stuff.
Yes.
She was talking about how, none of these problems are racist issues. All of these issues are specific to the thing. Mm-hmm. And I know for a lot of us, so I remember what we're talking about. So it really goes back to differences of policy and practice. So whenever you try to tell somebody who does not believe in systemic racism, who says it does not exist, it's over. A lot of them, their argument is policy. Like there were specific policies put in place to hinder, harm, and just, in some cases, destroy us. So when you start talking about, well, what's systemic? Systemic slavery was systemic. Sanction, it was legal, like you could do it all day, every day. So like, okay, well, slavery's over. Okay, well, Black Code, Jim Crow laws, specifically for Black people, that's systemic. Okay, well, what else? Redlining. You can't live here. You only live here. That's systemic. Can't vote. That's systemic. So if you ask some people, they'll tell you, well, show me the law that's still on the books that is keeping Black people out of position. And that's their argument to saying that you can't point to a law, a policy that singles out Black people. The issue is that some of the policies got removed, but the practice is still the same. So you were treating somebody a certain way and it was okay. Now you can't do that anymore, but nothing changed within the structure and the confines of the system. So that's where when we go now for stuff, there needs to be some policies to offset these still existing practices. So, and people are like, oh, that stuff was a long time ago. Okay, well, you go the Civil Rights Act, all that stuff in the 60s. And okay, well, that's still the 60s. That's still a long time ago. Then you look at the systemic practice of breaking up families in the late 60s and the 70s under Lyndon B. Johnson. Okay, well, that was still the 70s. Then you look at Ronald Reagan, the Iran-Contra situation, influx of crack cocaine in the Black community in the 80s. Oh, yeah, but that was the 80s. Then you look at the crime bill, mass incarceration in the Clinton administration in the 90s. Oh, well, that was the 90s, though. Then but the issue is that, so when you take the 80s and the 90s, it didn't single out Black people by policy. It just did by practice. The crime bill is that you got crack penalties were 3 times more than cocaine.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in the dope game, but crack is a derivative of cocaine. It's a watered down